All right, this comes from the Danthropology blog with Dan Errol, and I don't know if how many people out there caught this. I'm a news junkie, so I watch this kind of stuff all the fucking time. Oh, and joining us for the news, we have Chris Watson from the Podunk Polymath podcast. Who
Welcome,
glad to have you along, sir. We have there was an interview. Well, not interview. Fuck, it was the confirmation thing that was happening at the Senate.
God, that was painful.
And Betsy DeVos, who has been nominated for the education secretary, for that position, she says that children need guns in schools because grizzly bears. Apparently.
Grizzly bears.
Because bears, yeah.
Because bears.
Yeah, and she was talking to what's his name? What the hell was his name? The guy that was from the same state that Sandy Hook happened in, and went and god damn it, what is the name of that? Christopher Murphy from Connecticut. That's what his name is.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Who's talking about? Yeah, do you think we should have guns in schools? Do you agree with removing the safe gun zone policy that Trump has been pushing out there? Along with them wanting to be anti-PC, they're also wanting to fucking carry arsenals everywhere they go. I don't get it, but
I understand the idea, like if good people have guns. The thing is, guys, you can't determine who's the good people.
Neither can the cop.
No. Yeah, cops have a hard time with that. What chance do you have?
Especially if shooting at a school, and God forbid if you have a little bit more melanin than the person that's
exactly
there. A little more melanin. I like that.
Yeah. Let's see.
Melanin is a gift. It protects them from the sun. Unlike us white folks who hate the sun, but also love it, but hate it.
So Betsy DeVos, I don't know. How the fuck you pronounce this lady's name? Devois? No, it's not that. Not as cool as that. She's Devos. I see Devos.
Davros?
That's what I see, but Davros?
DeVille? Oh, sorry.
Sir Davros? No, it's anyway, it's
Davros is a good guy. Don't you dare.
Rich as fuck shit stick lady that has never had a job in her life is all of a sudden going to become the education secretary. I mean, has
no understanding or awareness of education whatsoever.
Her whole destabilization in Detroit has very well documented problems. I mean, we know that the stuff that she wants to push through is bad.
Not only does she want charter schools to be the new schooling system, but fuck her. She wants them to be entirely unregulated.
Yeah,
it's the Wild West, y'all.
So a little thing about DeVos, who I hate just on top of everybody else. One thing, she's an heir to the Amway fortune.
The Amway people.
Oh, fuck.
Pyramid schemes. Yay. And her brother.
She homeschooled all of her kids.
All of them.
She has never stepped a foot in a public school. She just loves charter schools, which
she's
of course
all about
takes all the money from public schools. So I mean, she is everything that I hate about it.
She sits there and talks about parents should have a choice in schooling, but the reality is that a lot of people, even with a voucher system, doesn't work. It doesn't fucking work. These parents rely on public schools for their kids to be educated, for fuck's sake.
And we are, as a nation, we do spend a lot of money on people's education. But the problem is it's a lot of fucking wasted money. And it's because it's getting siphoned out by charter schools, religious schools, and among many other things, I should say.
I'm opposed to charter schools. I really am.
I'm opposed to private schools too. So
I'm not opposed to private schools existing. That's a thing that is should be available.
I'd be a hypocrite because my kids go to a public charter. It's like a mix between the two. So I can't say I hate them because
I understand why
it doesn't cost me money out of my pocket. That's the thing. It's still funded by public funds, but they have a limit of how many people can get in. That's about the
only thing. And that's exactly why it's not okay that these exist. It's a limit for how many kids can get in, but they can reject special needs kids, and then they can take money.
Plenty of special needs kids there. Believe me, I've seen them.
Yeah, but they can. but they can. That's the thing, is that they can reject special needs kids.
No,
Yeah.
They can have
not this one. They have to follow the same rules as the Utah Education Authority says, that they have to go through. They have to follow pretty much the same thing. They just have a different set of how they teach to kids. And so I'm not completely against, schools like this, because I see it's all anecdotal, because I see
I
it
just want
differently,
public schools to have the ability to do the same things. That's all I want, is public schools. Actual public schools with the same regulations, because that's not the reality in a bunch of the United States.
It's the states. It's state by state. I don't think it's federal. It's not federally mandated.
Exactly.
Right. It's not.
So anyway, she was talking about. She deferred back to a question that came in from Mike Enzi. Senator Mike Enzi, I think, is from Wyoming. And she said, well, I would imagine that there's probably a gun in the schools to protect from potential grizzlies. I think it should be a states' rights issue. It's like, really?
Grizzlies?
Grizzlies.
I'm going to tell you right now, even in Alaska, that's not the fucking problem. And grizzlies exist there. You know what's more terrifying than a grizzly in Alaska? Because bears, they fuck off. People fuck off. Like, most of the time, bears are not a threat to people. Even bears in a city are not a threat to people, because bears don't want to fuck around with people. You know what's a threat?
They don't.
Moose. Fucking
kickers,
moose. Jocks. I don't know.
And not in a school. The moose isn't getting into a school. The moose just is, and they're terrifying.
Bullies. That's a good one. Bullies are the.
Yeah.
Or,
let students carry guns.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, what? Mm-hmm.
It's my constitutional right. I get to carry a gun to school.
Some college kids are doing it now, so I don't know.
That's fucking ridiculous.
I walked into a restaurant the other day, and there was this business-looking guy sitting there, clearly with some work buddies, and he's got like an open carry pistol on his hip, and I'm just like, instantly, I was more uncomfortable. It's like, no. I don't know you, motherfucker. I don't know that you're safe to carry that. You terrify me. You terrify me with your gun on your hip. I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
It's counterintuitive, because everybody else is just like you, or I would say most people are like you, unless you're just happen to be some, shitwit,
That's a good way of putting it.
Homosexual type. I mean, whoa, guns! Woo! Most people just they don't like the idea of a gun being in a restaurant. And a lot of restaurants in certain
terrifying.
states, certain states they actually have signs. Restaurants have signs that say no guns allowed. And some people get pissed off about it. Well, fuck you. It's a private business. You're not.
I can't.
This isn't Kim Davis. This is
without my gun.
Guns are terrifying. I don't care who's carrying them. They're fucking terrifying. And I'm not necessarily going to the other side of saying guns shouldn't be allowed, but I am talking to the public. I'm not necessarily suggesting we make laws for this shit. I'm talking to you, the public, going, no, you're not fucking safe for carrying a gun. Go fuck yourself. If there is a shooting in that restaurant, if somebody's holding up that restaurant, don't you dare fire that fucking gun, because we will all have a better chance of surviving if you do not do that thing.
Yeah.
That's statistical. I mean, that's statistically proven out.
Yeah, exactly.
You are not capable of wielding that gun safely in a crowded area. Don't you dare carry that shit on your hip. This isn't a legislative thing. This is me looking at you going, you don't know what the fuck you're doing.